The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday, the 16th of July, we're looking at the Dow is up 39 points, but I did want to go to the Bitcoin because I completely forgot that in the market update. Bitcoin right now is up 2,300 and 119,040. I had said if there is a trade below 12,500 in the next couple of days going to early next week, that means that there's a really good chance that Bitcoin will start to digest those gains. Right now, it's at a peak D in the daily chart. This is the Bitcoin. And now let me go to the numbers. INDU, the Dow is up 26 at 44,061 after having a horrible session yesterday, sitting right on, it went under, now it's sitting right on the 14-period exponential moving average as it's turning down, but that green 914 is still important. The MACD is weak, the relative strength is weak, the MACD is weak, the stochastic is now 74% instead of 80, and the on-balance volume is holding quite nicely. Weekly chart went to a peak D, triple top as I see it, so there should be some kind of a digestive moment, and the monthly chart has not gone to the all-time high of 45,073 made in January of 2025. We still remain long, but at the same time, I did want to go short in a short-term period. Instead, I chose this because it was in leg F to the upside. Should I do this? Yeah, let me do this right now because it all pertains to what I'm thinking. This is the right here. This is the most important chart that I'm looking at this particular moment. We don't have bad news, but at the same time, the technique that I use in this particular indicator is Chapman Wave Dark News Index, DNI, using just the Dow Daily as a chart. It did give you your left side, right side price time match, not to the fulcrum low at the bottom. That was on the 7th of April at 36,611, but the arch formation low. That was really the trend line that we were looking at that said if it holds, it should have another big move to the upside. So I used that as the midpoint, and that took us to it's in the area of the previous high that was in the 45,060 area. So now what we're looking at So what we're looking at here is I've got an internal high potential and a residual high. Until that's taken out, I'm calling this as an instrument that I've used for many years now. And what happens is I used to use it based on really, the leaning was towards higher rates, and that's why I've got those rectangles. But the rectangles over the last, I'd say since April, have really not been interest rate related. They've been in other areas, double tops or just market stress, and I'm not getting follow through to the upside, and they've been quite successful. Now, what we've got is there's a little bit of interest rates in it. There are a lot of potentially areas that will be economically affected that aren't yet being affected. That would be Powell, let's talk about Powell. That would be interest rates. That would be tariffs. There's just a lot going on, but it hasn't come to a head yet. I prefer, and I'm going to go to this in a moment, I prefer when the volatility index is ignoring the market slide and only wakes up when it is quite a bit later. So that would be, this could be the time that I'm looking at. And that's all I'm looking at is a short-term hiatus, some kind of a rotational correction here. Not even a correction, just a rotational stopping of the rallying area, and basically looking at waiting to see, are we going to get something come out here that really impacts the market? We haven't yet. So look, here's the volatility index at 1717, off the low in the 14s, kind of moving up, pulling back a little bit now because the market's attempting a rally. But I would love for the Dow to actually get to the 43,000 43,800 area. The S&P, which is trading right now, up 2.76 at 62.46. I would love to see it get down to 61.90. And only then does the VIX index start to move into the 20s. That to me is ideal. I don't like when you have this big spike up, which you did back in May, and it's like a one-off because immediately the market starts to rally. So that's what I like, and what the market does are really two different things. It hasn't heard a word I've said. Okay, so let's get back to this. So now what did I say? So the S&P, a leg F. It could be a peak F today if it doesn't go to 6302.04 or 6302.05 to extend the leg F. I think that's going to be tough. But I don't see anything other than my notation at this particular point that says, hoo-hoo, be careful, because there's a huge, strong leg C up in the weekly chart and the monthly chart. Broke to an all-time high. Is that an old G or a brand new A? I don't know. All I can say is we're going to go one step at a time. Let's go to the QQQ. I've got to get these out of the way because there's so much to do. 555.27 down $1.40 after a peak G. This is the QQQ's all-time high yesterday. A little bit of a pullback. Only a leg B in the weekly chart. That is fantastic. To negate this, I can't even tell you what it'd have to close way below 470 to be thinking of it. To really negate it in the Chapman methodology, you'd have to take out the low that was made right here at 402.39 back on the 11th of the week of November the 11th. So this is really fabulous action. Now, very important, is the IWM and the Dow were the weakest. IWM today is up $1.08 at 219.91 after a very ugly red candle, making a peak F at 226.05 just 5 sessions ago, and it's a peak C, a leg C in the weekly chart. It could be a peak C under the previous high. It's doing okay, but it's not great. It really isn't showing leadership per se, but it's doing okay. Now, this is going to be important. Why? Because the semiconductors lead us up, they lead us down, and right now they're down 4.55 at 286.21 after making an all-time high yesterday at 293.20. Only a leg B in the weekly chart. A breakout in the monthly chart. Still could consider this a double top, but it certainly went above the 283.97 all-time high of June of 2024, not 25. That was a bad error right there. 4. Okay, so semiconductors are pulling back, and I'm really watching this because we want to see, look, NVIDIA. Why did that not? Oh, I typed it on the chart. Sorry, here we go. NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA is trading down just 45 cents at 170.22 after making a peak D, a leg D, tiny doji candle gap up yesterday, an all-time high, went to 172.40. And today it's at 170.09, not a big deal. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour. Check out my opening call daily newsletter. We've had some real nice positions. Dow is up 67, S&P's down 1.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So I was asked about ETH, which is Grayscale Ethereum, trading up $1.40 at 30.08, actually up 4.88%. It's in a leg C in the daily chart. It should go to a D. It's above the 200-period moving average in both the daily and the weekly, which is at 24.51 in the daily, but up higher at 26.95 in the weekly. So that says the area of 26 to 25 should be a key support. Right now at 30, I'd raise that and I'd say that the little gap that it had in the 27s, that's really the one that you want to watch. But at this point, it's doing well. Let me just go back to Bitcoin to see where it is now. It is up 2005, a little bit lower than it was earlier, but it is up nicely. It's got an inside candle from yesterday's ugly red candle. It is a peak D. Now, this is... I have a trouble with this every once in a while. Not always, but look, the iShares Bitcoin, which we are still long from the 39 area, it did go to 61.75, taking a little bit off, then it pulled back to the 43, and now it's trading at 67. I have this as a peak C, but all the technicals are still pretty darn good. So you should have one more pop to the upside. Now, if that relates to the Bitcoin might not get to the 123,615 high that was made 3 days ago in the continuous contract. But the Bitcoin iShares might get this. It gets to the D. It makes a peak C1, C2. That's what we've got in the Dow, the equivalent of a peak D by going to a peak C1 and a slightly lower peak that goes that acts as a D, but it's called the C1, C2. And here, this is something I'm watching. But look, here I've got the weekly chart in Bitcoin as leg B, and in Bitcoin itself, in Bitcoin as leg B, and IBIT, you've got a leg B, so everything's coinciding. It's just this daily chart that it missed out just by a fraction, making a peak right in there that was in May that would have corresponded. So all I can say is I'm going to go with Bitcoin iShares as my core, as the one that I'm really following. So it's already made that peak D. I'm going to be watching to see if it takes it out. But in the meantime, ETH trading at 30.11 up $1.43. Might have one little pullback and then another little high, and then I think it starts to take a breather. I don't think in this particular move, from the strength that it's got right now, unless the weekly chart at 82% in the stochastic sees 85 very soon, and the on-balance volume, which is quite weak, starts to move much sharper. Then if it takes out this high that was made the week of the 7th of Feb at 27.86, then all of a sudden everything's open and that high that was made could be retaken. A, B, C, that was a failure. Yeah. Okay, hope that helps you. Next question came in. Could I look? Whoops, where did it go to? There. Okay. This is going to be quite important. So the question is, where was it? Yes. So I had a question the other day about the restart, Chapman Wave restart, something I've discussed ever since I had my CD introducing the Chapman Wave methodology out in 2005. The reason why I don't talk about it very much, it's such a shame because it's just so comprehensive, is because most people don't have CDs, and I'm kind of running out of them. I have to reprint. I'd rather take some time, maybe in about a month or two, where I read you the whole thing in a very compact form, and then the whole thing is, how do I send it out? I mean, what do I do? There's nothing that's secure anymore. The CD had a password, but what do I do with this? I have to have there's like a panoply of other events that you have to have, just like concerts, playing concerts these days. It's no good just having a CD. You've got all these different forms of music and entertainment, how they produce and how they are sent out. I just have to think of that part of it as the security of everything that I have to think about. So this is the question came in. Could I go through a couple of restarts? So look at this, DD. Did I just type that? Type that into the den. Sorry, let me type it right here. DD. And DD is DuPont Industries. Now, DuPont is a split. So DuPont is also RTX, I believe. Am I mistaken? But Raytheon, I think, took over DuPont. Am I mistaken? RTX, ABC. Yeah, RTX almost at an all-time high. So let me just go back to this. So DD, this is the symbol. So you go to the lowest, most identifiable low, and you do the count right there, right? This is the count in April. The low is 53.77. The bar that makes the low cannot be a high. That can't be an A, because you have to make a trough before you can start the move to the upside. So you can only start the count on the next bar. So here it is. That's a peak A. Underneath it, there was another little A right here. Look, that's a little A right there. Because why? Because your starting point is the very low bar. Every single peak above it gets counted, and you need to do that, and you'll see why. So that's A. That's an I usually say that's a gray A because below that A, I haven't got a buy signal, so it's actually all of them would have been gray. Then it goes to B, very strong, and a quick C, and then a D, and then it pulls back, and then it suddenly spikes to an E. Then it fills the gap, comes down, starts another move. That move starts at trough C, and you get another buy signal, an up arrow, that is. I put an up arrow right here. And that goes peak A, pulls back, doesn't take out the low. So that's an A. That's an A right there. Let me open it up so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me just look at Tiger TV so you know what I'm talking about. Yep, I'm opening it up. In fact, I'll stretch it out over here. So that is an A right there. But that's an A. Why? Because I'm using every count from that low. That's an A. That's an A. That's a B. And even though that A went below that A, and that B is still below, this is a B, and that's a C. Overtake it, and you get to a D. So that's the count. So if you just did it based on counting higher peaks, you would go peak A, peak B, C, D, E. That one worked out fine. If you did it here, you'd go A, B. And you'd be stuck waiting for a C and a D. So that's the reason I learned to count every single peak from the lows, and on the way down, it's the same thing with the troughs. So that's a D. The next one I want to look at is CRSP, CRSP. So have a look at this. It goes trough in April, the 7th-ish. Then it goes peak A, peak B, peak C. Underneath it, you get it. I would make it a gray A. I haven't changed the color. Gray A and B. And then it goes even deeper down. Then that's a new A and a B. And then there's an overlapping C. It goes past that B and it goes to a C. That C is below that C. So what will happen is very often you get an overlapping wave that goes to a very strong D. And lo and behold, there's your D. And then it starts another E/A, B, C, D, and it goes to an E with a round number 62 high. So the restart is usually extremely powerful if you have a lot. You don't take out the low, but you have a lot of peak A's and B's. You pull back and another one. Finally, when you break out, that can be really powerful. I've got others, but that's what I wanted to do for now. I'll be right back. Dow is down, up 33.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Duncan says, Basil, can you please check DGNX, environmental, social, government, ESG reporting, solution services, advisory services, and developing customization solutions in Hong Kong, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So DGNX, so this is trading at 59.14, down 10. The monthly chart starts off with an IPO. I don't even know if there's a number to it because it's like 2. It opens at $4.26, touches $3.60, and let's put the low as $3.60. $3.60. That's not $360, $3.60. And that was in April? January, and then it soars up to, wow, unbelievable. It goes to 135 round number high in April. 135 round number high in 2025. And then what does it do? I forgot to put that in lowercase. All right, we'll make it lowercase. Round number high. Got it. 420. Then it comes tumbling down to about 40. And it says the peak C in the weekly chart holds just above the 200-period moving average for the past 6 weeks. And it's the 9-period moving average is not that great. In fact, it's weak. So let me just show you what I do. So that's a peak C. We haven't taken out the original starting point. So that's a gray A. I will change the color because I needed to show you. Gray A lower down. Doesn't affect anything else. It's just showing you that it made a lower low. Dreaded H's, H, with the letter A. But look what happens. Suddenly, it goes to a leg B. All right, this week. Call it a leg B because I can't call it a peak B because the week's not finished. So halfway through the week, it's gone to a B. And now we've got you see this spike from that low? So that goes to an A. It's an active A because it hasn't taken out the left side. Eiffel Tower, straight up, straight down, starts to slide a little bit. And now it goes to another A, a B, another A right there. See, I'm picking every single one, and I've got myself a leg B, peak B, leg C, peak C. So this is a very complex pattern. Why? Because that 200-period moving average, that orange line right there, is just like a magnet. It can't break away. It will break away if it gets to 73 or 75. Let's call it 75. It's breaking out and it'll start to tackle all the left side highs because it'll be making a cup formation. Right now, it's building up some kind of energy for the upside. You can see the on-balance volume made a high and it's pulled back from that peak C. The stochastic is at 69%. I prefer if it was 79 or 80%, but that's okay. And the MACD is still moving up. It's still good. The retro strength is holding okay. So this is telling me that if I was just to look at patterns, I'd grab the outer rims right like that. I'd say, oh, it's just stuck in a rectangle formation. In fact, I can raise the base and I can lower the top. I like to do that because it's, I can put another one inside, but that gets messy. So that just says, yeah, if DGNX can break above 7130, what I mean by break above 7130, it needs to get like into the 7150s and make 7150s the new home instead of pop and drop. That's important. Right now, it's just kind of struggling. So keep this in mind. It's an IPO from January, yep, an 8-for-1 upcoming split for Yahoo. A friend asked, told him to listen into TFNN. This is going to go for an, really, this is going to go for an 8-for-1 split? Why would it do that? 57 is a decent number. All right, I'm not going to argue whatever that is. All I'm saying is it's stuck in the rectangle formation. As you said, it's in a kind of a friendly area for the market right now, but the market is not taking it very seriously. It'll only become seriously if this rectangle pattern can start. I'll draw this in, but it hasn't done it yet. This is what you want to see. This candle right here, the candle of May that started the big breakdown, you want to go above it. And as soon as you start, it might take weeks, but you want to see it trading above it. If it does it in a shorter time period, I'd say by next week, if it can get to, it's at 57 right now, 57.29. All it has to get to is above this candle here, 60. Let's make it 60.06. No, I'd like 64. Oh, that's 7 points. All it needs to do is show me that it's making higher highs instead of lower lows. That's all. So it needs to move from 57 to 59s, and that's a good sign. I think it's going to be tough to do. I'd hold off. If you haven't got in now, I'd much rather buy strength and weakness because this is an IPO. There's no history of it finding tremendous support and making higher highs. So far, rallies have been failure patterns and then a struggle to break above resistance. Let's just step aside. I'll put it in here. I don't know, DGNX. I'll just put it in like for Monday of next week. DGNX. Monday. Big question mark. Okay. Why? Because I need to see where it's going to go. Because if it breaks under, it's at 57, closes under 55, it says, that 9-period moving average is going to flip to negative very soon. So let's just keep it as, yeah. All right, just let's keep it there. I wouldn't do anything right now. I'd rather buy strength and weakness in this particular one, and right now I'm going to hold it. GLXY, you remember we did this the other day. I wonder if I've still got it all notated. Yes. Just started legs. No, it hasn't. So this is Galaxy Global's crypto. The cryptos have had a pretty decent run. As I say, we are long still our crypto. The IBIT, iShares. Now look at this. The high today is 22.75. The high on the 2nd of July was 22.83. If this really breaks above 22.83, gets to 22, they make it 23, and it's trading at 22.77 right now. All of a sudden, this ugly candle of the 27th of May, with a high of 23.50 and a low of 21.67, that becomes your candle of means. Because a close above that says, you know what, now I've got an inverse like a head and shoulders pattern. I've got a cup formation. I can even start thinking of drawing in a left side, right side price time match. Remember, I drew the rectangle in. This time it's going from the bottom of the rectangle with a strong 914, moving towards the upside. That's only a peak. There's only a leg, peak A, in the weekly chart. Yeah, so I'm just going to say the way I'm looking at it right now, by this coming Monday, today's Wednesday, no, I'd even say by Friday. By Friday, there's a chance that it tags 23.50. And it's at 22.87 right now. If it does that, that's positive. I'll be back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So let me get to 3 things right away. Number 1 is someone was listening to us about Galaxy Global. GLXY is a symbol because now it's at 2289. It's gone to leg C in the daily chart, a gray leg B in the weekly chart. A gray leg C in the weekly chart. And it means it's into that ugly candle, that red candle that came down that has the 23, what was it, 80 or something as a potential target. Number 1. Number 2 is JB LY. Why did I just suddenly forget the symbol? I know this. JOBY. JOBY. Yes, correct. Can't believe it. I have it in my newsletter as one of the stocks that we want. We want to be buying it. And it just keeps getting, look at this, gets away. It's trading up 14% at 15.95. I love the stock. Read about it ages ago, spoke about it. Nice. Leg D in the monthly chart. Joby Aviation, this is Inc., California-based EVTO, all-electric aircraft passenger service. Now that the most likely right now to get closest to this whole thing of actually having air taxis. I believe that's what I believe. A leg E in the daily chart, fabulous action, absolutely fabulous action. Good. So now within that context, that doesn't mean to say that the market is, just market's moving up because some things are moving up. No. In fact, what we're looking at here is the third thing I wanted to do is just glancing across here. Yes, the third thing I want to do is to say that within the S&P. Someone said, well, what number would you get very negative? Well, it's trading down just 82 cents at 62.43. Very negative, under 6,200. Just to get a little bit more negative, we're actually short, but this could change in a second, the way the market is, right? Anything can happen. I need to see by tomorrow at the latest. I would put it at this candle low right here. I would like to see 62.17 tagged. That's a long way down. That's 30 points, like 300 Dow points. I don't think it's going to be that. We might just go sideways doing nothing. You never know. Now, as far as the bad news is concerned, I have just areas that I'm looking at, and each one has the potential to at least affect the market just a little bit, like the TBT is now down 54 cents at 37.12. So that's the interest rates. All right. So it's not breaking to the upside, but that's something I'm watching closely. But none of this so far is serious enough to say, major sell-off. Just breathers. Look, one of our positions that I keep talking about, and in fact gave a great signal, and I didn't take it to add onto our position that we're still holding from the 16s, is I mentioned that in my experience, and I haven't been able to codify this, but I just know it from watching stocks. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions maybe of stocks over the past 40 years or more. That when not millions, well, a lot. When stocks get to 96, 95, preferably 96, there's a real good chance that quite quickly they're going to get to 105 to 106. I don't know why it's stuck in my head that that's it. And I mentioned that with Robinhood. And there it is. It made a peak D, and then it took 3 days in the 94, 95 area. And then, pow, where is it now? 103.84, $4.30. That is absolutely fabulous action. And it's right at the 1-to-1 that I had measured a long time ago and said, well, if it really keeps going, the target would be, and I don't even want to mention it, I'm just putting it in as background noise, and here is at 103.83. No, that's not, let's call it the 103s. I don't usually go with points when I'm doing a measured move like that. Well, today it hit 104.04. So that's already 1-to-1 to the upside. And leg F could be a brand new B, F/B in the monthly chart. Robinhood. Fabulous vertical. I mean, that's parabolic. So is that going to continue? I don't think so. But maybe let's see where Bitcoin is right now. Bitcoin is trading up 23.10. Nice action after yesterday's ugly move down. All right. So I covered those things. I wanted to cover the 90 stocks that go to any instrument, but usually it's stocks that go to 96 very quickly. Get to the 105, 106 area. Gee, I don't know if it'll get to 105, 106, but it's already 104. So that's something that I wanted to mention. Another question is, Basil, SMH daily dropped 5% with great weekly. Buy small, long here. Okay, so let's do this. So within the context of a bull market, and this absolutely is a bull market, this is a leg B in the weekly chart. Now, ideally, where would I want to add, and this is exactly what subscribers to my opening call, this is what we're looking for, is to add, and I don't know if we will add immediately as an SMH, where we would add an SOXX or XOXL, a kind of aggressive, smaller position, aggressive, but I don't really want to do it right now. Mate, you're absolutely right. This could be perfect. Nothing's wrong. Look, the 9 is over the 14. The MACD did dip down negatively. The relative strength dipped a little bit. Stochastic still only at 87% and flat. I love that. That's what you want in something that you're positive on. So this is what I'm going to say. If you are a trader, if you're looking for a position, then looking out into 2025, you could buy here at 286, and hopefully in 2 months' time, it's at 320, and you're saying, God, what was I even worried about? But in the interim, are you prepared? Because if this semiconductor index closes under Monday's low of 281.74, let's say under 280, then that 9-period moving average will pull back, but it's still way over the 14. But that is going to be the big test, because does it continue down, or is that just like a springboard? Is this your bounce off level? So as a trader, if you're looking at the SMHs over 2 or 3 points, you could see a 4-point pullback. 4 points now, it's 2% or something, 2.5%. But if you break to a new high in this particular phase right now, I think the the S&P is going to move up as well and probably take out and start a new high. So I'm going to say to you, if it's a very long-term position, just as when we were discussing it the other day, and I said if it's a very long-term position for the IWM, you could maybe nibble, but I would wait for a pullback and then wait for the signal. But the weekly chart is still strong. This is even stronger on the SMHs. So the only thing I can say is just less than $10 off the all-time high. Okay, I think you asked me the question in a way that says you're prepared for some downside move, but how about this? You could start a position here at 285.86, but it's just like you got your foot in the door. That's all. Why? Because even if it breaks to a new high, an all-time high, it is in a position here that says The daily charts are just beginning to weaken a little bit, and therefore you got to be ready for some downside surprise. So all I can say is that if you go in at 286, if you put in I think a 5 or a 6 point stop is very reasonable at this point. But even if you're just putting your foot in the door, I would do it that way. But if I'm taken out, I'm prepared to step aside. How about that? So you do it as a trade, but you can...
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pros pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi folks, so just real quickly, CHYM is in the Tiger YouTube. It's an IPO. I just hold off on this. I'm going to make a note of it, and I'll follow it later. It's just right now. It's just going sideways. And then SPRO, we're following up. That was said, sold half my SPRO on that move over $3. Thoughts about it here. I have a slight urge to put half position back in. Hold off your half position. I want you to see how this little gap right here is holding, and all the technicals have turned down. I would hold off. It's done beautifully. It's at 250 right now, up a penny, but be real careful. So, okay, let me just review. I don't know what it is. There's just something that I'm looking at. All the factors are saying to me, you were correct in your technique of starting a short in the SPX, but the evidence is that we haven't yet got bad news. It's out there. There are so many areas that could just affect the market at any point. Be prepared for it. And I have to say, subscribers, we have to be prepared that we could be wrong. But I've done my homework. I've done this Chapman Wave inside right here. Remember this one that says, internal high, residual high for the Dow, and now we're going to watch to see what happens. I have no idea if it is. There are certain, look at this, Robin, all-time high. General Electric, all-time high. I don't want to fight Microsoft, doing very nicely, almost all-time high. But at the same time, I have to use my technique, and we'll see if that's going to work. So with that said, I'm going to hand you over to Steve Rhodes, and let me just see. Yes, and that's right. And Bitcoin is trying to get back to the almost the all-time high of just the other day. So our positions have done extremely well. The UUU, I missed it yesterday because I'm the one that said to subscribers, I took it right off. I had it all printed up to buy it under 7, and lo and behold, I didn't. I took it off because I got a little nervous about the market yesterday. Here it is at $8.05. This is Energy Fuels Inc. Uranium. Jacob used to like this as well. So, folks, have a great day. Stay tuned for Steve and all the great programming. Check out my opening call daily newsletter, and I will see you tomorrow.